Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Hey, welcome back to The Local Show on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, if you forgot where you were. And that happens at this age, you know. You do forget.
Memory loss is normal for people your age, Tom.
Why am I standing in the living room? I have no idea.
I know why I'm standing there. It's when you leave the room, and you're on a charge, and you go, and then it hits. You're going, I'm going for something.
Yes.
I'm here for something. So I just default to food at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Swing through the kitchen, grab
something to eat. Yeah. So there you go. But you've got The Local Show right here. So I'm Tom, and that's Steve. And we're also on YouTube. If you want to look behind the scenes and see what it all looks like, you can certainly do that. We're in the Safe Harbor Wills and Trust studios. So just only appropriate to talk about them. What about them?
Well, they're here this last week. They were at a conference, again, learning more about protecting people's homes and life savings.
Yeah.
So they learn this stuff. They actually teach other attorneys this stuff.
Yeah.
And if you haven't updated your will, if you think trusts are only for uber rich people, well, you're wrong. They protect people's assets. Middle class people that have worked really hard. And if you don't protect it against long-term care, 2 out of 3 people lose their money to that. So have a conversation. You just talk to the case managers over there. Call, just ask some questions. They don't charge for that. Their phone number is 370-9977. John Murphy, Attorney John Murphy, Safe Harbor Wills and Trust, 370-9977, safeharborwillsandtrust.com. Tom?
All right. It's our pleasure to talk with Brad Marble right now. Brad is the general manager of USA Insulation of Syracuse. How are you, Brad?
I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Thank you. Did you have a nice show over there at the Home and Garden Show?
I did. We had a pretty good turnout. A lot of traffic came by, talked to a lot of people about what we do. I noticed you were right down the aisle from us.
Yeah, Tom's fans were lining up to see him and say, wow, I didn't think it looked like that.
Right.
So Steve's still looking to get his underwear back. Something happened there.
Oh, stop.
Some girls yelling. Anyway, tell us about your background there, Brad, and how'd you get in the insulation industry?
Well, I have a pretty extensive background in retail management and also some background in renovating homes and working in a family business. And the person that owns USA Insulation gave me a call to see if I would be interested in helping manage it, and I jumped at the chance to work with him. And so here I am with USA Insulation. We work out of East Syracuse. We're a locally owned and independent company and surrounding the Syracuse and greater area.
So what are the areas that you serve? Like, how far will you go out?
So we go out about an hour, maybe a little bit further outside of Syracuse. As far north as Oswego, as far south as Cortland. We even work in the Utica area, Remsen, Rome, Whitesboro, a lot of work in that area.
What is the crux of your business? What do you do the most of?
So USA Insulation has been around for about 35 years, basically perfecting this process. So what we do, and a lot of the homes in Syracuse and the surrounding areas are old. Most homes built before the mid 80s have little or zero insulation in the walls. So that causes your furnace to run nonstop, obviously high utility bills. So what we do is we have a process to retrofit those walls. We can take a home, remove a piece of the siding from the outside, drill a 2-inch hole, and fill that wall cavity full of a foam product. When that foam product goes in, it goes into all the nooks and crannies and basically seals and insulates that wall. So now you have a home that essentially has a cooler around it rather than just a paper bag. So we could effectively transform that home and make it much more energy efficient. And these days, prices are going up for your utilities and everybody's concerned about the environment. So that's what we do.
So that stuff that you put in the walls, will it make you grow a third arm or anything?
Nope, not at all. It's very low toxic. You can touch it. It has a very slight odor to it. When it's being made, we make it right on site.
Oh, okay.
It's a proprietary product that we can only get through USA Insulation you can't go there and buy the product and do it yourself. You need the equipment, the know-how. All of our people that do the installations, they all have to be certified.
Okay.
So it's all done properly. But the crews, when we do the work, we don't have to wear respirators or anything like that. Very safe product.
How do you estimate savings? So, okay, it makes logical sense that insulation would save money, but are you able to estimate if someone says, okay, I spend $300 a month on my National Grid bill, right. Are you guessing? Do you know? I mean, how does someone know that it would be worth the investment to do that?
Right. It's a very difficult thing to calculate because there's a lot of other factors involved.
Yeah, a lot of variables.
Such as weather stripping and attic insulation, which we also do. How you use the utilities in your home, how many people are in your family. There's a lot of factors.
How many of them are women?
Exactly.
Sorry. Ladies like it warmer. I'm like, honey, come on. But ladies are generally cooler,
right,
than men. So there's factors that contribute to that, right?
Right. Cooler in temperature, or just cooler in general?
Oh, both actually. No doubt,
right.
both.
Okay.
Are you connected with BPI or the NYSERDA program at all?
We are. We have people on staff that are BPI certified. We do work through the NYSERDA programs and really do a lot of work through them. So there's some fantastic programs out there, if people don't know about it already, where you can have insulation work done for possibly half off, or in a lot of cases, everything off. So the state will actually pay to have your home insulated. Wall insulation, attic insulation.
No kidding.
Weather stripping. We can do a lot to a home and transform it, and the state programs will pay for it.
So how does someone find out if that's true for them?
So what they can do, they can go to the NYSERDA website, and there's basically a breakout to see if they income qualify. But the best way to do it, honestly, because it is complicated working through the state, give our office a call. Okay. We have Nicole that works in our office, who's an expert that oversees this program.
Gotcha.
You can give her a call at 315-214-4000 and talk to her. She'd be glad to talk to you and let you know if you qualify and get you set up.
Do you do some of the traditional insulation as well, like up in the attics? Will you lay the pink stuff, or do you put foam up there? What kind of stuff do you do in the other spaces inside?
So what we do in the attics typically is we use a blown-in insulation, basically small pieces of fiberglass. The rolled insulation that everybody's used to seeing over the years, it's very itchy. It's very labor-intensive to install. And when you install it, it lays side by side, so there's generally gaps and seams. When we do the blown-in insulation, it's a very cost-effective way to do it. And it will go in and fill in all the different areas to help warm air transfer into your attic, which is what you don't want.
It is itchy. I remember, Tom, I helped a friend put some in. He was, I was a young person without a job at the time. Right. He's like, come on and help me. So I was the labor guy.
Yeah.
Right. Whoa. We put some insulation down. You've probably done it yourself, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, I have. I don't like working with it.
Itchy it is. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You blow
and
in
of course, when you're in a confined space and all that fiberglass is going all over the place, you got to breathe. So you have to have a respirator or a mask or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And the new versions of that it's not itchy. But we can we do a lot of that work in the area.
And do you seal up the house? Because and some people have the wrong idea. They feel that a sealed house is better and warmer, but you really have to have the house breathe, don't you?
Correct. So one of the issues we have in our area is ice damming. So if we get a lot of snow on a roof, the warm air comes up through the attic, hits the bottom of the roof deck, melts that snow, and then refreezes near the end and can cause damage to your home.
Right. And big icicles. So your attic really does need to breathe from the soffits. Gotcha. All right. Well, look, we'll have people give you a call. It's 214-4000, right?
Correct.
Easy number, 214-4000. That's Brad Marble right there, General Manager of USA Insulation of Syracuse. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Hey, no problem. Thank you very much for inviting me.
You got it. Steve, that's going to wrap up the local show, and you can go off and wind your line.
We're going to visit some maple farms, Tom.
And and visit some maple farms. All good stuff. On behalf of the local show and Tom and Steve, we say God bless you and your families. Try to get some vigorous activity today and every day. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about The Local Show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.